Welcome back to my channel everyone. I am Inti Clay Artist, and in today's video I'm going to make the Feral Predator from the brand new movie PERY. Now to start this project off, I made the armature from rolled up tinfoil that I've mushed together to make the shape of the shoulders. And then I made the shape of the head, and then I'm just going to start coating it in layers of clay. Okay, once everything's semi-smoothed out, I can start working on the jaws and mandibles of this predator. Now, this movie is I gotta say, it's probably gotta be the second best movie in the Predator franchise. They took a different approach in the setting and the time that it took place in, and it is a hell of a lot better than the rubbish that we got in 2018. So back to the sculpture, I'm just going to start marking out where the teeth are going to go. Then I'm going to start adding some details around the mouth, and then going to start working on the mandibles. Okay, so after I've finished sculpting those mandibles, I'm going to start adding the tusks onto them, and then I'm going to start adding some muscle definition to make them more interesting. After finishing the sculpting of his chest, I'm going to start adding on his teeth, putting them into their final position, and then I'm going to start adding those scales onto his body. Okay, now once the sculpting of the scales are finished, I'm going to start adding on a couple of scars that this guy has. And then I'm going to start working on his medical kit. Okay, now after attaching the equipment to this guy's back, I'm going to start making a very unique helmet that this guy has. And holy shit, this thing looks so cool. So I'm just going to work on the nose holes on this helmet, and then I'm going to start adding on the grooves that are in it. I don't know what they're there for, but hey, it looks cool, so I'm fine with it. Okay, now after that last step, I'm going to start adding on those final bits of details to make it look like bone. It has been attached to a helmet, and then he's ready to bake. So, the plan here is to bake him and then paint him before adding on the dreadlocks. I'm doing this to make my life a lot easier. So, in the past I have made a Predator bust before, and the mistake that I made is that I painted the dreadlocks with the Predator, and that was a mistake because, well, the paint job looks like shit. It was a pretty messy paint job, and I got frustrated to the point where I spray painted the dreadlocks black, so I didn't have to go through the effort of spending hours and hours just carefully painting each individual dreadlock. There's no way I'm doing that on this project, so I'm going to use black clay, and then I'm going to bake it in the oven. Now, if you're wondering if the acrylic paint will burn, it won't. As long as it's under a temperature of 150 degrees, it's completely safe. Well, I think anyways, I got that information from Google. Okay, so back to the sculpture. I'm just going to start painting. Well, I've pretty much finished painting the inside of the mouth, and then I'm going to start painting his gear with a Mars black because I ran out of carbon black, and later on I'm going to paint silver on top of it, which will make it really pop. Alright, now I'm just going to add a dark pink, more of a blood red pink wash. That does not make sense. I'm going to add a more of a reddish pink wash on the inside of the mouth, and then I'm going to start painting his gear silver, and then I'm going to start painting some bits of this gear copper. I think that's what the color is called, and then I'm going to start painting that unique mask of his. It's got to be my favorite Predator masks ever. Just going to paint those teeth, and then I'm going to add a dark grey wash onto this mask, and then after it's dried I'm going to dry brush a light beige onto this mask to make it look like a skeleton. Okay, once the dry brushing's done, I'm going to paint his wounds, or the scars that he has, silver. Don't ask why the silver, that's just what they look like in the reference photos. Then I'm going to paint the metal bits black, and then a second coat of silver to make it look like metal. Once this is done, I'm going to attach on some oven baked clay adhesive and then start adding on the dreadlocks. Took me about 20 minutes to do this in real life, and then he's ready for his bake. And once that's done, I'm going to add a gloss varnish onto the inside of his mouth to make it look like the mouth is filled with saliva. And after that, he is finally finished. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you made it to the end now, if you did, then please hit that like button and subscribe and hit the bell button so you don't miss any future videos.